Alright, part 9. I'm gonna throw a lot of information at you guys. Take this as the most important guide. This is how you're gonna handle yourselves come what. You're gonna level. You're gonna be back and forth in your garrisons. Straight away, put down your main buildings. I've said in the previous videos there are some mandatory buildings. I will go over these again. You've got for the large, the barracks. The barracks is the most important building, as well as the war mill. At first, I was saying barracks wasn't that important. I'm gonna literally say it now. It's as important as the war mill. You're gonna wanna have this bonus XP and this follower limit. I'll get into that in a few minutes. Trust me on this. Barracks, war mill, go for it. The rest, they're just convenience. All of this is just convenience. It will not help you get better gear. It will not help you do anything. So that's that. Medium, Frostfall Tavern, again mandatory. The lucrative treasure hunter missions, again mandatory. The daily quests for dungeons, not so mandatory. It's bonus loots, gimmicks, might even give you resources, etc, etc, etc. It's like crap. Most of it crap. It's a tiny convenience. It's the recruiting random followers. Traits will come at some point a big demand. You're gonna want to focus on certain traits. Once you get to the stage where you have as many followers as you can get, you can start varying, having different amount of traits. That's that. Small, it's your two professions. For me, it's the Forge and Enchanter Study. Now, I have a problem with a small slot. It's between the storehouse and the salvage yard. Now, the salvage yard allows you to have a chance to get items from, when I mean items, I don't mean gear. I mean items as in crates and whatnots from the missions. And these crates can contain follower items, as you can see at level 2. At level 3, you have a chance of finding actual gear. I can't say that the storehouse is better or worse than the salvage yard, but the increased amount of work orders, to me, I think that's mandatory. I really do. And at the same time, I'm also torn between having a Enchanter Study and just having the Forge, and having another alt funnel the enchanting mats to me, because these follower items that upgrade their armor and success rates, they're all soulbound. There's no trade-off. So at the end of the day, it's all about how much you want to throw into your followers and how much you want to throw into your professions. I have multiple enchanters and I've also got a lot of time. I can afford to focus more on my followers than how much my buildings can funnel into me, because I have the time to level up a 4th character to the stage where it can funnel me. So I'll get into that somewhat a bit later. For now, let's go back to the guide and let's move on. So I'll let you guys make that decision. If you're someone who has time to follow mainly into your followers, go for the salvage yard. If you're someone who doesn't have that time, that luxury, go for the storehouse. Storehouse is the way to go. An extra 15 work orders, that is insane. And even an extra 5 is insane. It will speed up the crafting process by a lot. But like I said, I will get more into this later. So that's your first few things you're gonna do once you get into Draenor: level and garrisons. Get your buildings up and ready. Stop pumping in those work orders. Literally check to see if you can start doing more work orders. It's literally here on your mini map. Look at your missions. Look, I can do hefty missile or metal, sorry, follow mission. I can get 1,000 apex crystal. Currency, garrisons. Trust me, the currency rewards on garrisons do these. I'll show you why. Garrison missions, they cost quite a bit. It's actually, to be honest, I'm actually annoyed that garrison missions actually cost garrison resource at all. I don't think that should be the case. I don't know why Blizzard did this. It's actually now strained the amount of garrison resource you can get. So here you go. Enhancement. Obviously it's against a rare. Let's see if I can do this. So I've got 100 there, 41% chance, 50%. Now, which is more? The stamina? No, how's that full? Kimsey with timed battle is way more effective. Maybe this might, no, that's it, 61%. It costs 15 resource. I'm not gonna get anything on a return. I will just get an item. So I'm throwing away this resource. Again, throwing away resource is to get resource back. Except for here, it doesn't cost me resource. I can throw in and it won't cost me anything. For some reason, Blizzard decided that there needs to be a garrison resource cost. See, 25. Now you're like, oh, but it's only 25. You're gonna have hundreds or thousands. There is a lot of missions here. You're gonna be pumping these out on cooldown. You're gonna have a lot more followers than you see here. This is not even 12 out of 20. You're gonna have a higher cap. It's gonna be about 25. Most of them are gonna be workers, yes. So let's say you've got X amount of buildings that can fit followers to work. That's let's say you pick between the salvage yards and the storehouse. They won't make a difference on the follower cap. The forge, alchemy lab, they're gonna require followers, so that's 2 there. The barracks, war mill, they don't need anything. Frostwall tavern doesn't need anything. The barn, you're gonna need a skinner here. You're gonna want to have a skinner here, so that's 3. The herb garden, you're gonna want to have another herb follower here. Fishing shack, you're gonna want to have it. Pet battle, ignore this. If you want to do pet battles, this is down to you, your choice. This is cosmetic, fun, whatever you want to call this. The mine, you're gonna want to have a follower. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 followers out of the 25 cap that you can get. To even get the 25 cap, you need a level 3 on your Frostwall Tavern, I believe. Is it Frostwall Tavern? It is not the Frostwall Tavern, sorry. It was the barracks. So that's that. You got 19 followers to do missions. So most of these missions will be 3 player, solo player, 2 player. Most of them are 3 player actually. It's hardly solo players. I find it hard sometimes to find solo players, especially on the higher ones. Higher ones, you always find a lot of rares, big duration missions. You're gonna have 19 followers pumping out missions. Trust me, you're gonna wanna not watch how much you waste. Try not to aim for the follow bonus XPs unless it's pretty big. See, look, there's a 2-hour one for 1,000, and then there's a 10 hour for 2 hours. 2,000, sorry. You don't want to do this. This is terrible. Yes, you can level X amount of followers in that time. So that's 3 followers for 2,000 XP for 10 hours. That's 5 times as long for double the XP for more than 1 follower. There will be plenty of missions. Look, there's one here. So that's 1, 2, and it even gives more. It's an hour for 2 followers and you get 1200. Don't fall into the trap that you see, oh, it's a big one, I can jump straight into follow XP. No, just do the short ones and get the Snap XP. Snap XP is a lot better than this stupid 1000, 2000. You know, look at the time and reward. Work it out. Figure it out. Same here. Look, 8 hour, 10,000. That's good. That, to me, I feel like that's worth it. 3 followers at level 100 to get 10,000 XP. Obviously, no brainer. 1000 Apex Crystal. You're not gonna say no to that. You're gonna want to do this no matter what. Throw in your hundreds in there and do it. Simple as. Okay, so moving on. That's your followers. That's what you're gonna need to do with followers. Get your missions going. Get your work orders going. Level up these buildings. How do you level up these buildings? You're gonna be following this blueprint vendor over here. It'll tell you what achievement you need to do. Most of these achievements require you to do work orders. See, for me to get level 2, it's there is actually a requirement. It was actually to have your garrison upgraded to level 2. To get level 3, it's an achievement. Working more orders. Salvage pet off. It's like all of this adds up. See, all of these, they're account wide as well. It's not just you gotta do it for this one building. You go to your garrison here, buildings, look at the achievement, lumber level 3, 75 work orders, working some orders, salvage yard level 3, 100 work orders just from that reward salvage. I've done 3 and I've done quite a lot of work orders when I had my salvage on. Bone collector. It's like, just look at all this. This will tell you how to get your level 3 achievements and the blueprint vendor. Get your level 3. Know what you're doing. Look into what you're doing. So now that you're max level, you're gonna be carefully handling your garrison resource. Don't throw it away. There will be a crate over here that will reward you garrison resources per a certain amount of time. You'll come, you'll loot it, and then you'll start your orders. It's pretty simple. Do your mine, do your herb garden, do all of that goodness, and then come back, collect your orders, start going out and start gearing. Now obviously first thing you're gonna do is jump straight into dungeons straight after. Do your high 5-man dungeons, get your gear, fill out all your slots with 630 plus gear, so 36 if you're lucky, and you get Warforge, sockets, Warforge. Farming all of that is all nice and dandy. Don't just only focus on dungeons. You got to remember that you're farming for 636 gear. Try to also work on your gathering for the materials for your professions. As you can see here, if I keep coming and doing my true steel here, I can go straight into my blacksmith and start working on leveling my professions. See, I'm gonna make straight away a 640 epic item. It's gonna have random stats, yes. I showed you in my guide how to handle all this, how to get your gear up to 665 or your weapon to 655. Know what pieces you're aiming for. How I said you determine it is know your stat weights. For me, it was crit mastery. I looked at Highmore. I looked at the loot table. So if I can craft plate gear, let's go through the loot. For me, it was shoulders, crit multi-strike. It's got 1 out of my 2 stats. Cloak, mastery multi-strike. Cloak is something you can have no matter what. It's not tied down to the 3 unique craft, so I don't have to worry about making a cloak. If I get the one from Highmore, I get the one from Highmore. Simple as. It's a higher level than the one I have, 5 iron level more. So if I like the stats on this one, it's 1 out of 3 stats. It's like 1 out of 2 stats, mastery or crit. I'll go for this. But if I have 5 iron levels lower and mine's crit mastery, I will most likely pass this, obviously, unless it's Warforged, or if I'm the only one that can get it. You help funnel loot here. This is your way of helping funneling loot. So again, chest is terrible. So for me, I'm gonna aim on chest. Haste, multi-strike, those are not my stats. Crit haste, again, it's just like I said, going through your stats, know what you're aiming for, know what pieces you need to craft. See, I've already figured out that I need to make a chest. I could need to make a trinket. Maybe I don't like these trinkets. I make a Darkman card trinket instead. Darkman card would be 665. Strength passive with crit on proc, just like here, except for it's ICD. Like I said, you need to really figure out what's going on with your gear, which pieces of gear you're gonna make with crafting, and what pieces of your gear you're gonna make with Apex crystals. You can do 2 items with Apex crystals. This will require you to actually farm Apex crystals. This is a bonus guide on what to do with the Apex. Don't do this if you don't have much time. Focus on doing the dungeons and crafting. Apex crystals, that is for people that have time to actually put into their characters. If you don't have this time, like I said, I don't recommend doing it. So I'll quickly show you my little trick for the Apex crystals. You can only carry a certain amount of Apex crystals for one, which is 20,000. Certain actual slots cost over 10,000 Apex crystals. So how are you going to handle this amount? You won't. You'll constantly have to buy Apex blues, and come when Highmore is released, which is 2 weeks later. You have 2 weeks to do all this, by the way. Don't feel so pressured. Take your time. Do what you can. At the end of the day, the more you do, the more it's going to work out for us. I'm not saying, you know, just throw everything you have at this one character. Try to get the most out of your time. Try to get your 3 characters up, and anything after that, it's all a bonus. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't do it, I don't think people are going to hate you for it. But once my vendors have spawned, we can continue this guide. Obviously, you're going to be doing the challenge modes here for the quest, the daily quest. You don't have to do it on gold. You don't have to do it on bronze or silver. You just need to get it done. Get it done. Do your 1 CM per day, and that's that. Now it doesn't seem the NPCs want to spawn for some weird reason. Let's give them a bit. I'll let the challenge mode guys here. So there we go. Challenge strongbox. That's what you're gonna want to do. And as you can see here, is all the challenge mode stuff. Transmog, pretty much. Transmog. All it takes is you to do all the challenge modes, and you just buy this stuff. There's nothing more to it. Now I can't show you because the game is really laggy right now. It could be that there's actually an Ashran fight going on. Yeah, don't know why they decided to have half a PvE zone, half a PvP zone next to a PvE zone. I don't know. So back to the Apex, you're gonna buy whichever one of these is your preference. See, I have a problem. Most of these aren't actually my preference. So it will be again down to which of my slots are the weakest. Let's say I'm not lucky in dungeons. I'm just not getting that that slot. It's coming up to 20,000. I can't hold the Apex anymore. I'll buy legs, and I will buy a cloak. See, I'll be an idiot for buying cloak, because I can make a crafting cloak. So I'll buy legs, and then I'll look at my gear again and be like, okay, so I got 636 Warforge. I guess I can afford to do another item. So I'll do my waist. I'll have this with the legs, and that's 9,000. I'll net me back down at 11,000 if I've had 20,000 on me. Stock up to 20,000 again. Go to level 2 of the Apex Crystal. Spend that 20,000. This will only occur once Highmaul goes live, so you're holding on to this. I will have my Highmaul raid open. I'll buy this 645 leg. It's not going to cost me anything. It's only going to be Apex Crystals. Then I'll buy my waist again, 10,000. So I will need around what, 22,000 here. I will have to have made 2,000 Apex Crystals on the day of release. So do I hold on to a quest with Apex, turn it in, and then get another 1,000 Apex Crystals from somewhere else? Yes, for me that's a quick way of getting 2 items for 645. Now, is that too much Timmy tryhard? Well, yeah, it kind of really is, but at the end of the day, if I have the time to do it, it's worth doing. It won't cost you anything. It might cost you time, but if you have the time and you can afford to do this, I recommend you do this. But then afterwards, do you want to upgrade those items? See, I'm only going from 645 to 655 for Foundry. I'm not gonna need to do that, unfortunately. This will only be a bonus for that one raid that you started off with. And you gotta remember that yes, we'll have 3 split raids to funnel gear, but if I don't get this slot, I'm pretty screwed. So you have the choice. You either predetermine 2 item slots that you want to upgrade with Apex Crystals, or you'll take the safe bet, the smart bet. You'll do 1 item. After the funnel raid reset is over, we're gonna go into Mythic, and you'll be able to decide, okay, well, I didn't seem to get legs in the Highmaul raid. I just didn't get legs at all. Tactus just didn't want to drop it. So you're gonna come over to this guy and you're just gonna buy these legs straight up. Boom, got you. Wear it, go into Mythic Progress with a 645 instead of going in there with a 630 or a 636. You're gonna have your 3 crafted items, you're gonna have your cloak, and you're gonna be ready to go in. This is literally an easy way to have an edge in raiding. Our aim is to literally kill content in 2 weeks. What better way to min-max as much as you can? It will literally give you the edge that you need. After all this, we're in raiding. According to Blizzard, there are mythic recipes. There are data mining on the mythic recipes. They can be upgraded to 700 your gear items. Now, I don't know when the 700 will come. Will it come after Blackrock Foundry? Will it come before Blackrock Foundry? What's going on? How it's gonna happen? It's really hard to say. Blizzard is up and down on this. And this whole guide on professions and garrisons, and this could be really blown out of proportion. At the same time, it could be a shitstorm that we don't see coming. At the end of the day, I'm not willing to take the risk. I know those items exist. At the same time, Blizzard has not commented on their 100 finalized intention of the crafting system. But I do believe this is the intended design. This is at least what they've said. I don't mean just in BlizzCon, even recently. This has been what they have said. I'm only going by what Blizzard has said. So it's up to me to push this information forward to you, and that's what I'm doing with this guide. So if it turns out later on that Blizzard decides, you know what, this is not how we're going to do things, will let you craft items on the side, and that's pretty much it, then that's Blizzard's decision. That's them going back on their word. But those items do exist. They are 700 item level. The bosses drop, as you can see, 695. If that goes Warforge, that's going to be 701, and that is the same item level as the crafted items that I saw. So you'll be able to choose your slot in your gear to be your crafted item. See, if I don't like tier in this slot, I could have the crafted item in that slot, and the crafted item would be my BIS off piece. It could not even be the stat starter here. See, Iron Maiden has a really nice chest. So like I said, certain slots might be really good for some people. Just look at what you can get and determine your crafted items over that. Don't just go head straight in and start crafting whatever you think looks the best, or wherever you think you're going to gain most from. Really sit down, think about it, look at what you got, look at what you're going to get, and then determine from there. Now that's that. Once you've sorted out your first character, I'm gonna take you back to the garrison. Your ults are gonna funnel you. Your ults are gonna be how your main professions or your main garrison buildings receive their resources, or how you receive your crafting items. Your ults can help you with this. There are certain buildings that are really nice for ults, and I will show you these buildings. Now, Spirit Lodge, War Mill, Barracks. You don't really need barracks with your ults. You can start taking this stuff. Okay, this won't really help you, but you can take this stuff. It's only important for your main. Again, here, the trading posts, the lumber mill, all of this can help you. This can actually get you to trade items or garrison resource. You could start pumping more walk orders, etc, etc. All of this could help you. Now, the barn itself and the trading posts, once you feel like you've got to a stage where you've got enough feasts, I would start recommending either lumber mill or trading posts. Each reward both the same. Garrison resource, if you get to the point where garrison resources are scarce, these are the two you want to look at. Get your barn up, put it on some alts instead. Start having the alts funnel the feasts. Obviously at the start you're going to use your main to funnel the feasts, then replace the building. It's just simple as drop it on. Do you want to replace? Cost an hour, cost 100. Can you afford it? Yes or no? This choice is all yours. Then you've got the smalls. Like I said, the storehouse, your professions. Know what you want to do. For me, it's the forge. The forge is a must. I have to. I don't have a choice. See, I can make a true steel, which is 5 per day. Obviously, I deleted my my non-mission army knife. I can't actually make one, but as you can see, that I only have a certain limited ways to get my true steel ingots, which is my main material for crafting, and it's quite a bit as well. It's not cheap. So my alt blacksmith will start funneling true steel ingots into me. That's the benefit of having my alt. True steel ingots, where are you? There you go. Soulbound. Can't do nothing. Can't get my alt to give me the true steel ingots. It'll just have to make the craft for me, and then bam. That's the only way you can get identical professions to funnel into you. Make the true steel ingots, funnel that, craft the item, give it to you. Simple. The craft is BOE. most of the crafts are BOE, and there you go. That's how items are gonna go down. Random stats, unique equipped, crafted free. So, like I said, these materials, these all play a big role in Warlords of Draenor. These sorceress items, savage blood, fur, all of that stuff, you're gonna need to do it. There's no way around this.